Yeah. You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So what more they want to know? You understand me? Praise Yahweh, and everything in your life are going to be all right. You understand me, my brother? Trust me, man. Listen, Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. You got to be strong, no matter what goes on. Hold up your head, some time to move on. It's not easy. Life is not easy. No matter what they do, they will laugh and talk with you, then turn around and try to hurt you. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. I am not ashamed to praise my Father's name. Put Major Riley in the Hall of Fame is not easy. Life is not easy. Life is in a mess. We have to do our best to alleviate the stress. The truth we possess is not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an as I kneel and pray.
The Nation of Yahweh presents The Unfolding Light. Today's show is brought to you by Builders of the Highway Foundation, Yahweh Life Center, Neo Jazz School of Music, Yahweh Education Centers, and the Temple of Brothers and Sisters of Goodwill. And now for your host, Dr. Lud Yisrael.
Boker Tov and Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to the Nation of Yahweh's weekly teleconference, The Unfolding Light. I am your host, Dr. Lud, along with my co-host, Sister Tamar. Boker Tov, sister.
Boker Tov, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Well, praise Yahweh. It is a new day. It is a great day, and it is the day of Yahweh. Yahweh is in full control over everything that's going on today. That's right. Full control. Praise Yahweh. Today on Unfolding Light, we'll have Who is Yahweh by the Most Honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Directly after that, we'll have a keynote message from the Master Teacher, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And directly after that, we'll have the part where we all take part in Unfolding the Light. We call it Power Talk.
And now for our prayer. If we will all stand and face the east with outstretched hands, O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh and Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths, are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuterika, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Vashemayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekam Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last, I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
Praise Yahweh. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is a name that you should know, because it's the duty of the Son of God to proclaim his Father's name. And here you have a whole bunch of people going to church, 400,000 churches, and they don't know the name of the Father. They say such silly things like, Father, God, help me. Both of them titles. Father is a title, God is a title. Who's going to answer to that? The purpose of the coming of the Son is to reveal the name of the Father. That's who he prayed to, our Father, and he called his name. He said, hallowed be, holy be thy name. How can it be holy to you and you don't know it? Interesting, isn't it? There are a lot more interesting questions than that about that situation. But when you begin to read your Bible, as I call this to your attention, you will discover from the Old Testament of Genesis all the way through Revelations, it's all about the name of the Father. It's all about his name. But somebody got you calling some other kind of name, other than the Father's name. And you don't know his name. And unless you learn his name, then you're never going to move from poverty to riches. And if you don't come into the knowledge of the name. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that you have the same God, have the same churches and the same names that white people have? I mean, have you noticed? You do. Our people have the same, right? Isn't it strange how God always answers white people's prayers? And black folks' prayers don't seem to be the same magnitude. You know, you say, well, I get my prayers answered. Well, why don't you ever get answered to be the ruler? I mean, you know, my people are always on their knees in front of white people asking white people to let them be accepted. Why do you need to ask white people for acceptance? Why don't you just ask God? Doesn't your God have enough power to make you accepted? Why can't you be the people that everybody else wants to be among? Why are you always running after somebody else to be among them? What's wrong with your God? Why do you have to go around always on your knees with your hat in your hand begging for a job from white people? Why don't your God just give you some jobs? Oh, I have to ask you some serious questions because white people move from poverty to riches every day. Huh? They come from Russia. They come from Europe. They come from England. They come from all over the world with nothing on the ship. Come and get in your neighborhood. Come with a buggy and a basket and a wagon and push it around in your neighborhood and move from poverty to riches out of your pocket. You live in the neighborhood and stay poor and just pray all the time. You prayed enough to rule all the world. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is the God of the Bible. He's the God of the Hebrews. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh is the man that beat up on Pharaoh. Y'all remember how he put plagues in Egypt? That was Yahweh did that. Yahweh is the one that when Pharaoh got real sassy, he drowned him in the Red Sea. That's Yahweh who did it. Yahweh is the man that when Daniel refused to bow down to another nation and quit facing the east and praying, when he refused to stop praying to his God, which was Yahweh, they said, well, we're going to put you in the lion's den and starve them. Threw him in the lion's den. Yahweh locked the jaws of the lion. Lions could do him no harm. Rulers got scared. Came and got Daniel out and made him a ruler. Right? I just want you to know who Yahweh is. He made the sun, the moon, and the stars, all what you see and haven't seen. Okay. So who is Yahweh ben Yahweh? I am his son. I am his son. That's who I am. I am the son of Yahweh. I don't care who else is the son or who else it makes me no difference. I'm not here tonight concerning myself with who is the son of who. I'm the son of Yahweh. I have to tell you who I am. Yahweh is my father. I am his son. What makes me his son? What makes me Yahweh's son is I do not have a will outside of his. I have no thoughts, no ideas, and no program outside of Yahweh. You'll find that all that I ever do, all that I've ever done, and all that I'm ever going to do is found right in the Bible, and it's traced right to his will. No exception. I take no credit for all that I have built. It's all in his name. Yuhe-Wafe. That's one of the things that make me his son. Also, I have no difference in his word. I only speak his words. Even the words I've spoken to you thus far, the principles of those words are all in the Bible. Every single one of them is found in the Bible. No exceptions. So I walk as he says walk. I talk as he says talk. I act as he says act. I do whatever he says do. I have no idea of doing it any other way. Those are the things that makes me his son. I obey his laws, his statutes, his judgments, his commandments. That's why I'm successful. He said in his holy word that if I obey his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, that he would make everything, all the works of my hand would prosper. So all the works of my hands, it's prospering. I'm telling you why. Now, what about you? You might say, well, if you're the son of Yahweh, can I be? Of course you can. Of course you can be the sons of Yahweh. Every one of you can be. Every one of you can be the daughters of Yahweh. All you have to do is like I do. Obey his will, just like I do. You automatically become. You believe on his name, then you have eternal life. There's no other name under heaven that you can be saved in other than God who created it. You can't be saved in no name but the name of the one who created everything. And he gave his son a name higher than all the angels in heaven. What's the name higher than all the names that the angels could possibly have? The Father's name. There can be no name higher than the Creator's. So the Son has to come in his Father's name. Just like if your name is Davis, then your father was named Davis. If your name is Smith, your father's name was Smith. My name is Yahweh, so my father's name is Yahweh. That's logical.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for coming to us and teaching us who is Yahweh as no one else ever could do. Praise Yahweh. Also, I want to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for teaching us our true history, which used to be the world's best kept secret. Praise Yahweh. And now a brief bio on the master teacher, the founder of the nation of Yahweh, the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Yahweh Ben Yahweh came to Miami, Florida alone in 1979 to become the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty that same year, within 7 years, he guided the nation and those who followed his teachings and principles to amass an economic empire in the greater Miami area and throughout the United States worth over $250 million. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, believers, and supporters in thousands of cities across the United States of America and indeed throughout the four corners of the earth. The University of Yahweh, for which he has established the curriculum and for which he has received great acclaim in educational excellence, currently has locations across the United States. The moral teachings of Yahweh Ben Yahweh is bringing about a change in the lives of individuals and causing them to take a different approach to life. This approach is based on the scripture which reads, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Yahweh Ben Yahweh continues to give. That which he is given cannot be measured in monetary wealth. Yahweh Ben Yahweh has given the world the keys to success in life politically, educationally, economically, socially, and spiritually. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Grand Master of the Celestial Lodge, the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the nation of Yahweh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up, hollering out, who is it? I don't mind telling you, Yahweh been Yahweh. And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, it's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. Think about this Gentile white man that came to America about 400 years ago. Came over on a ship, and a few ships, and landed sometimes in the winter. There were no heated buildings. There were no air-conditioned buildings. There were no toilets flushing. There was no running water in America. When white people came, there was only forest, wilderness, woods, no cities, no streets. And they called this the New World, and they left countries where there was beautiful cities built to come and build a new world. They put their thumb out to hitchhike, they'd have to catch a mule. There were no automobiles here. There were no stores. If he ate, he had to grab it from the land and wait till next year to plant it and hope something came up. And look what has happened in just a few years. In a few short 100 years, this land is full of cities. You've inherited cities and turned it into ghettos. He took woods and forests and turned it into cities. You turned the cities into ghettos. What? Other ethnic groups and nations call America, right now, call America the land of opportunity. They come here with nothing as an immigrant. Set up in your neighborhood. Get rich out of your pocket. And build mansions among themselves in another neighborhood. What an insult. Something's wrong with you. That people can still come in 1989 from another land, set up shop in your neighborhood, and get rich out of your pocket. And you're unable to set up in your own neighborhood and get rich out of your own pocket. Something is wrong with you. You are under a severe curse. But it's not because you're black. We have proof because people that are blacker than most of you in here are in Miami now, and they call themselves Haitians. And they have Little Haiti, and they shop in Little Haiti with Haitians. They have more business already than black folk have, and they've been here. We've been here 400 years. They just got here. Come over on a ship with nothing. Come over on a boat with nothing. Take any kind of job, washing dishes, cutting lawns, anything, sleep 50 to the house. Now they own the whole neighborhood. And you still here, live in the ghetto and don't own it. And you want somebody else to clean up your ghetto. If you make $50, you move from your ghetto to turn the other man's neighborhood into a ghetto. Ooh, Yahweh, why you want to talk about us like, I'm not talking about you. Everybody knows this. It's just unpleasant to think about it. I'm here to say there's an answer. And keeping the laws of Yahweh is the answer. Coming to know that, yes, I'm Yahweh ben Yahweh. Yes, Yahweh is my Father, but I've also come with good news. I've come to give you the power to become sons of Yahweh. You should want to be like me. I'm everything you want to be. Whatever it is. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. I'm everything you want to be, that's good. Praise God. So we need control of our black schools. Well, I built one. And I control it. We control it. They're brilliant. You'll get a chance to see their brilliance tonight. They're brilliant. We dictate the curriculum. We dictate the lesson plan. What am I proving? We can control our own schools. So why don't you, since you say you need to, why don't you? My people, I'm talking to my people. I'm not talking to you who converted. I'm talking to my people. I hope I've shed enough light with you in my introduction to show that there's a need for Yahweh. My people need somebody. Praise Yahweh. How can you reject the man that has given you a plan that works and then tell me you're intelligent? I'm challenging your intelligence. Show me your plan that removed drugs from our community. I can take you and show you the evidence. I bought 59th Street, the whole block, one whole block on 59th Street. That was the center of drug activity. I'm talking about they had drugs was a whole block and on every corner. I'm talking about sure enough drugs. I drove over there today. And children are out playing, old people out walking. And then you can tell our property because it's all painted white, trimmed in black, and there's grass growing where none would grow before. And on our whole block, there's no drug dealers, there are no drug users. There's no evidence of them at all. It's like a ghost town for drug dealers. It's nothing. And you go just 2 blocks down in any direction and you see it is pure hell. They're sitting on orange crates, standing under the trees, trash all around, paper everywhere. You know what's under the papers and stuff. Heavy traffic coming through. But I've created an oasis. And I took every piece of drug property and proved Yahweh is God. Yahweh has the plan. I have the answer. Praise Yahweh. And I'm proving you don't need a gun for this. I don't carry guns. My disciples don't carry guns. And I didn't allow you to bring any in here. And when I come to your city, you'll be searching against guns. If you want me to come to your town, you will search for guns from now on. If you didn't, you will. Why? Because we have people that look like us that don't believe in peace. Now, everybody in this building is a peacekeeper. Everybody in here is a peacekeeper. This is perhaps the one time in your life that we're all equal. Nobody has a gun. Nobody has a weapon. So the power of good is greater than one who wishes to be evil in our midst. And that when we have Yahweh in our midst, he is in control. And we're so powerful, see, nobody wants to challenge that. Common sense. Have you ever noticed, you think, man, crack people, they break up, they go crazy, they on crack, they go wild, they go insane, they shoot up schoolhouses, they shoot up children on playgrounds, they break into the businesses and shoot people down. But there's one thing I never see anybody crazy do is break into the police house. And the only time I believe somebody is really crazy is when they break into the police station and start shooting. Then I say, that nigga crazy, that boy. Interesting, huh? Yahweh is the answer. I'm proving that I have power over drugs. Period. Period. One thing the drug dealer and the drug dealer user knows is Yahweh is the great, good, and terrible black guy. I've cleaned out several neighborhoods completely with drugs, and they remain drug-free 1, 2, and 3 years later. They're still drug-free to this day. Right now, they are drug-free. Bush has established $1 billion for just police, extra police. Give me the $1 billion, you won't need police. We're doing it without police. Why don't you hear about me? They know about me. What? I said the government knows that I have created a drug-free society. I simply don't allow bad people to stay around me anymore. I have had some bad people around me. I stopped letting bad people be around me. Because bad people make things bad for everybody. So the way you have good is get rid of the bad folk. Y'all, you want to be bad, then you move on. See, you change addresses. Only good people live at this address. This is the address of good. The clearing of our communities in drugs is done through the power of Yahweh. It's done through the knowledge of Yahweh, done through the word of Yahweh. And Yahweh carries power, and it's demonstrated. I'm demonstrating it. I'm demonstrating that we don't have one child on drugs. Not one. Now, your child may come home around you and learn how to be crazy. But when he gets back to YU, he learns how to be uncrazy. Or your child would be back home with you and y'all would both be crazy together. That's genuine. Isn't that wonderful? There's something wrong outside of Yahweh. What's wrong outside of Yahweh? Everything. That's what. This is Feast of Tabernacles. And our feasts are ordained. They are ordained by Yahweh. And they are commemorated by solar time. Not by lunar calendar, but by solar time. Now, you probably don't know any more about solar time than you do Yahweh. But your not knowing doesn't erase the reality of both. The rites of Feast of Tabernacles are prescribed by Yahweh's word. The ceremonies of Feast of Tabernacles are prescribed by Yahweh's word. And they are exemplary of Yahweh's love. And before you leave tonight, there's a booth, a symbolic booth in the back of the auditorium. Everybody, you probably saw it coming in. It's right back there on that side. See it? Make sure you walk inside of it tonight. And every night of this feast, you walk inside and stand there for a few minutes and think about what you will learn about it, perhaps tonight, if not certainly this week. The rites and ceremonies of Feast of Tabernacle as prescribed by Yahweh are exemplary of his compassion and charity. For who? For a people in whom the entire world is blessed. Now that may sound strange, and it certainly looks strange when you consider this people constitute the so-called blacks of America. And when you look at the condition of the so-called black man of America, you see right away that how could anyone be blessed of them? Let's look at Genesis 12:2. The Feast of Tabernacles is to let you know you are blessed and how blessed you are. Read.
And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
I'm the one speaking. You're looking at the one speaking in this verse. You're hearing the I speaking. The I in this verse is speaking to you. Now, Yahweh didn't tell white people, go to America and I'll make you the rulers of the world. Yahweh didn't tell white people, go to America and I'll make your name great. They told themselves. They got together and told themselves that. And knew and found out there were Indians here, so they had to subdue the owners of this land before they could take control of it. And white people didn't say, we can't do it. They conspired together. That's obvious. They conspired together in secret council. And on the one hand, they pretended to be the Indians' friend. And by the time he became conscious of him having a forked tongue, he was subdued. By the time the Indian made up his mind that he needed to fight, it was too late to fight. Because there were already too many white folks here with guns against bulls and arrows. They came in with a conspiracy of a superior position. So by conspiracy, one group of white folk pretended to be the friend, and some other white folk killed some Indians. And then one set of white folks said, see, that's just a bad white man, but don't y'all bother him, turn him over to us. Y'all can't try him, only we can try him. Turn him over to us. The white man's law will govern the white man. So they brought him over, charged him, sent the Indians home, sent him over to another section to kill some Indians over somewhere else. One group played good while the other group was bad. So every Indian knew some good white folks. There wasn't an Indian that didn't know some good white people. I don't know who took that country from them, but must have been some bad white folks somewhere, because trying to figure out where they were, because all the Indians knew was good folk. Kind of reminds me of black people in America. Every black man in America knows good white folks. There's not a black one yet that doesn't have some good that don't know them. I've been trying to figure out where the bad ones are. My subject point here is that they came to America with a plan to take America from the Indian, and they did it. And they came back to Africa on the West Coast where we had been banished as Hebrews and living in exile, and ran another game now. They came among us saying, Shalom Aleichem. Said, we go into a new world where you can make 1,000,000 times more money than you can over here. We were gullible, got right on the ship. We marched on the ship. It was only in the last years that they took you by force. Them niggas just got on the ship going to get rich in the new world. They got you out in the middle of the sea where you couldn't swim. They locked the hatch on you. Overpowered you with guns. You didn't have any. You were promised gold. And you've been here 434 years without a plan. But white people worked their plan and took America and caused the world to send their children to her to be educated. And we even turn our children over to them to be educated. And after we get an education, we come out looking for a job from the people that educated us to look for a job. And they continue in their rulership. And God didn't ordain them to rule the world forever. Yet they have ruled the world. They're losing it. You notice? Anybody notice that white America is losing her rulership around the world?
Praise Yahweh. Wow, what a message.
What a message.
Message. What a divine message.
And so timely.
Yes. Wow, it is a time capsule.
Mm-hmm.
Our Father just enlightened us, re-enlightened us of the facts of how America was just taken. Nobody told them they could come over here and do that. They just did it. Well, Yahweh told us that we have a job to do. And he gave us authorization to do the job. We have a lot to talk about in Power Talk, brothers and sisters, because we have a job to do. And it's in the definition of take. Praise Yahweh. A lot to talk about when we get to Power Talk, but we do have some sponsors to tell you what they are. Praise Yahweh.
Tensions are escalating between the drama in the courtroom of the so-called. Tonight, an American mother and her child kidnapped in Haiti. So we're going to start with the war in Ukraine. All right, she started.
More military and intelligence officers say that
Amidst
the
the boom in
government
artificial intelligence following warehouses.
There is a solution. The solution is ethics. I wrote a book about it entitled ethics, how to achieve heaven on earth. Let us consider this solution together. Get your copy today and let's talk about it.
At Builders of the Highway Foundation, we envision a world where truth, peace, and happiness are within everyone's reach. Our mission: to unite good people and provide the resources needed for communities to thrive educationally, economically, and socially. This Give Miami Day, November 21st, we need your help to raise $50,000 to expand our impact. Your support will provide education, community revitalization, and vital services to families in need. Join us in building stronger communities together. Donate to Builders of the Highway Foundation and inspire lasting change. Together, we can create a better way.
Praises unto Yahweh, and Yahweh been Yahweh. From the nation of Yahweh,
YahwehRadio.com. 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 YahwehRadio.com.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is a great God and a great King above
YahwehRadio.com.
Rescuing our future since 2004. From beginner to advanced. From melodies to mastery. From practice to performance. Neo Jazz School of Music, creating space for young people to express and to grow. Now with 2 locations, New Orleans and Miami. Enroll today at neojazz.org.
Yahweh Virtual University is now providing free weekly Saturday classes for students of all ages. Yes, you've heard that right. Our free Saturday Bible Fun classes allow students to create fun projects while learning Yahweh mathematics, reading, writing, and of course, amazing Bible stories. Click the link in the description below to see the correct age group and time students should join our free Bible Fun classes. We look forward to seeing you each Saturday. Praise Yahweh forever.
What do all these people have in common besides a beautiful smile, healthy teeth, and gums? They all use Zodi toothpaste. Zodi toothpaste is made with all natural ingredients. Zodi toothpaste is fortified with moringa and baking soda. Zodi toothpaste is suds-free, making it an excellent choice for kids. All natural, fortified, and suds-free. Get yours today at noystore.com.
This program is dedicated to the spiritual resurrection of the righteous people of the planet Earth and to the establishment of the kingdom of true holiness and righteousness
the kingdom of God, Yahweh.
You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because Him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
All right, family. It is that time. It is time for Power Talk. Praise Yahweh. Well, we're in the studio just rejoicing because Yahweh has given us a mission. He has commissioned us and given us the energy and the wisdom and all of his divine mind to accomplish this mission. And the mission is to all those things that we see being destroyed, like the music industry, Diddler and all of that stuff, the music industry, and also the movie industry and all of that stuff. And we even see politics, the government entities, they talking about dismantling this government, and they already killing the Department of Education. It's gone. They have talk about getting rid of the IRS and stuff like that. We'll see prayerfully is whatever Yahweh will is being done, but Yahweh is paving the way for us to take over society and rule it in righteousness with our own institutions, Yahweh Virtual Academy, and our own media, Yahweh Radio. And now you can watch the King. Go to YahwehRadio.com and go to Watch TV. Yahweh TV, is it a watch? Mm-hmm. And you can see our King speaking, teaching videos now. It's up and running. We're adding daily. But there's so many things that is our mission to do. And one of the things that we all can do is the commerce part, the economy. Circling our wagons mean we have to spend our money with ourselves, with each other. And then all the money that we use circle around our nation, the nation of Yahweh, as opposed to keeping this nation that Yahweh is destroying barely afloat.
Praise Yahweh. Well, in this message, Yahweh Ben Yahweh asks, how can you reject the man that is giving you a plan that works? What you're lifting out and speaking to is that the enemy of Yahweh, enemy of righteousness, has had a plan, and they've been working diligently to deploy that plan.
Yep.
And then we got a historical journey on what that looked like in action. Right? So we looked at the natives here on this landmass and how the enemy of righteousness. Now, of course, there were some people that had some good intentions, but there were some people that had some bad intentions. And we see that because of the results and the outcomes.
Absolutely.
Additionally, the follow-up to that, or concurrently, however you look at it in history, they also went to another landmass and went and invited people to join in on a new world.
Come make some money.
Here's this opportunity. Now, of course, their end of the bargain, they
never upheld the
end of the deal.
Bargain. Right.
So we see now, in this generation, the results and outcomes of those opportunities.
Right.
Those plans in action.
Right.
So now we hear Yahweh Ben Yahweh asking us, how can we reject the man that is giving you a plan that works? Now, we can start from the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and Yahweh created all that we experience in righteousness.
Well, let's just put it this way, and this is straight to our family. Yahweh left his holy throne and came down in the flesh, just like he promised he would. And he came and taught us, resurrected us, set us on the path, gave us this mission to accomplish. And those of us are here this day still working on that same mission. You know, some of us never left that mission. Some of us did and understood that it wasn't, that they had to get back on that mission because they was chosen for that mission and that mission only. And when you come to that realization, then it is up to us to all of the words we got to put in action. When he talk about economics, we got to put that in action. Educational, why are we letting our children be educated by somebody else? Like you said, the world send their children to America to be educated, and they educate the children to what? Get a job, supporting them and their systems, their economy, their way of doing business globally. You know, this ain't just America. This is Satan ruling the world. That's right, the world. So we're concerned with our plight here in the confines of this prison called America. This corporation that is using us, and we've been taught by our father that America used us as fools and tools, and there was no greater demonstration in my lifetime than this particular election, how they try to get, you know, the twerking and all of the stuff that they think that, you know, the black folks are just into, to attract them to do something with no substance. And yeah, of course, it attracts some people who are walking in darkness, but I believe the majority of our people who have any type of consciousness rejected that. It's like, no, I'm an intellectual. I have a brain. My brain is not about you throw some sex on the stage and I'm gonna go vote for you. You know, I mean, that's just not where it is, but that's a demonstration of how we've been so much used as fools and tools for America, because we give every dime that we make to her systems. We follow every rule, ordinance, we follow everything America says because of the fear of their systems. Their system oppress us in all day, every day. Why you have to fear more oppression when you get ready to do your own thing? Well, when we create our own, we have autonomy over that which we create. And if we create our own economy, we have autonomy over our own economy because we created it. Go ahead, sister.
Well, we shouldn't operate in fear, because Yahweh,
Not at all.
Yahweh gave us in Genesis 12:2 that we are blessed.
Mm.
You know, he said in this scripture, Genesis chapter 12, verse 2, I will make of thee a great nation,
Mm-hmm.
and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
Mm.
So when we come to the reality of our status, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Yahweh has a plan and we work the plan that Yahweh gave us,
Mm-hmm.
there are some desirable outcomes and results.
And there are some guaranteed outcomes and results. It's guaranteed, it's already written. Whether you take part in that or not, it's already exists because Yahweh wrote it to exist. That's his scenario.
Yahweh said he would make of us a great nation.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the context that we're speaking in is recognizing that we are a nation. We
Mm-hmm.
make up the body of a nation.
Yeah, we are a nation.
And we recognize and understand our unity, and that's the name Yahweh. And so what we hear in today's world, a people, a nation divided.
Mm.
So you're speaking to the conditions that people have been divided by these political frameworks.
Well, you think about the puppet master who runs both sides. Go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So we as a people have to recognize that Yahweh giving us an automatic win in this one.
Oh.
No votes necessary.
No votes necessary. You can't vote.
This is an automatic win when we recognize the significance of our unity with each other.
Exactly. It's an automatic win. We have won. Those of us who unify and begin to do this mission, accomplish this mission, you know, we already won. It's already a win. No matter what the enemy of Yahweh does, his time is at an end. His time is over. He was given an appointed time. That time has expired. And now, no matter what happens, his time is up. Now, also, in that same vein, no matter what he does, he cannot stop the nation of Yahweh from rising up to be the dominant nation over the planet, the educational ruling nation of the planet. Just like America used to be in wickedness, that's what the nation of Yahweh will be in righteousness. You know, that righteous beacon that everybody want to know, how do y'all get that prosperity? Tell me the secret. It's not a secret. It's Yahweh. We worship the true and living God. That's it. There's no other 1, 2, 3s that you have to do. You have to keep his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments and worship him, and you'll get rain in your land. You know, that's a simple message for all other nations, because Yahweh ben Yahweh came on the planet as the door to Yahweh. And through his teachings is the only way that you can survive this destruction that has been prophesied since the flood, since Yahweh destroyed all mankind and saved 8 people. Since then, it's been prophesied that he won't do it with water this time, but he's going to do it again. Wickedness for the final blow is in our lifetime. The wickedness final blow is being done in our lifetime. It's like watching a anime where you see them fighting, you know, and you know who's going to win. The star is going to win. The star is Yahweh. And Yahweh has already won the battle. Will we be a part of it? Will we do our part?
And what's also amazing, we witnessed in our lifetime how Yahweh sent a shining example of that win. You know, Yahweh's plan created an oasis. And when Yahweh ben Yahweh started this message, he was sharing about how he had a plan that cleaned up these communities. So you're speaking to us understanding that Yahweh, he demonstrated it. But all we have to do is follow the example.
The example.
We don't have to think too hard about it. Yahweh has made it so easy.
So easy.
We first must become significantly conscious of our unity. As the nation of Yahweh. Recognize that we are a nation and we have the power, the knowledge, and the word of Yahweh as our armor to move forth with confidence to do the work that he's given us to do.
Well, think about it. Can't you see? Can't you see the nation of Yahweh manifested before your eyes? First of all, it's about the 4 winds. It's the media. You got media. You have the unfolding light. You have Yahweh radio. You have, you know, all the social media, the nation of Yahweh social media, and you have various other social medias that is dedicated to the word of Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Well, Yahweh's children are committed to setting up those institutions that are necessary for a great nation to coexist with each other. So I'm excited about what I'm seeing.
And I think we should support all of them. Every one of them. How many do you support? Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Disney Plus. And people support all of those. Why can't we support all of those who are working to promote the words of Yahweh ben Yahweh, our Messiah? Well, we support that. That's just a simple thing to do. We support, we like, we subscribe, we share. You know, we do all of that kind of stuff. And even though we know the wicked will never monetize us, you have to find some things that you can support monetarily also by donating $1, $5, $10, even $100, depending on your economic status. Anything helps when you support. You know, if 1 million of us support it with $1, then whatever you're supporting can do the work, can grow, can serve you. So praise Yahweh, it is that time.
It is now time for Power Talk. We are inviting all those who have heard that word of Yahweh this morning. so that you are able to join us in conversation. If you are on the Zoom app, all you have to do is press the mic to unmute yourselves. And if you are dialed in, *6, and I have 2 callers unmuted right now. I'm going to go with the caller with their phone number ending in 6819. Caller, please let us know where you're calling from and who's on the line. Boca Tov.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Boca Tov, Shabbat Shalom, family. It's Brother Casriel, slave name Stephen Garcia. How's everyone doing this morning?
Doing wonderful, brother. Praise Yahweh. Good to hear from you.
Praise Yahweh. I am calling from Clackamas, Oregon, driving this truck as usual. I'm currently 62 years of age, physically fit, have all my teeth, faculties are working, doing well, and I'm an exemplification of Yahweh Ben Yahweh's lessons on sound and truth. All of us have a portion of those lessons within us, and society is seeing those lessons daily as they interact with us. As I grow older and younger people who've seen me go through my trials and tribulations see the strength that's within me, the hope that's within me, the light that shines through me from Yahweh, some of them will ask why. And the answer to that question is Yahweh Ben Yahweh. So there's so many things that I could talk about. So much is going on. So many blessings are happening. But I just wanted to check in and say shalom, say Boker Tov, say that I love you, and say that I'm still very much present and around.
Praise
so
God.
I look forward to seeing you. Yes, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
We love to hear that information. Thank you so much, my brother, for updating on us, because we care about all our holy family.
Yes,
and when we don't hear from you, we're like, what? We ain't heard from you in a while. So praise Yahweh. Thank you, brother, for chiming in. And I hope our family heard your message, because that is what Yahweh Ben Yahweh taught us to do. We got to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, and we got to keep moving forward as the nation of Yahweh.
Yes, indeed, and exemplify that work of Yahweh.
And we do have another caller.
Caller with your line unmuted, please, Boker Tov, and welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family. This is Brother Goodell out of Georgia. Praise Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And I just want to share a word, conspiracy, a little definition out of it was copyright in 1890 through 1979. This is the Black Laws Dictionary, and it's on page 280. And it says conspiracy, a combination of confederacy between two or more persons formed for the purpose of committing by their joint efforts some unlawful or criminal act. And when we look at what Yahweh Ben Yahweh blessed us to hear from him today about how and what they did to conquer or take over or rule this certain portion of land for this certain period of time, we should understand, those who may or may not understand to this day, that we are in a war, we're in a fight, we're in a battle, and it's a battle for our minds to understand who Yahweh is and who we are in relation to Yahweh Ben Yahweh. So we can never let our guards down. And like Brother Lud was speaking, that doesn't matter how much you have, you give what you can, what your heart tells you to give whenever you can, and it will be used to a righteous cause. And that's the fight against this wicked rulership. just like they took over in that process of time to get to where they are today. For those people that were here, we have to also take over, but our takeover is not a conspiracy. Our takeover is a righteous thing that we are destined to make happen. And I just want to share one more thing. In Psalms chapter 83, 3-5, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And that relates directly to me with what Yahweh Ben Yahweh shared with me today. And I just want to share with everybody. We have to begin, and we have begun to continue to work together instead of separate as individuals, so that we can take our rightful place in righteousness. Praise Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom.
Praise Yahweh, brother. I thank Yahweh for giving you the wisdom to share today. And that's deep, and it goes deep. We could do a whole class about conspiracy, because that's how the trickery of the devil gets you to believe in something is a mental illness, when all the while that's his mode of operate, his modus operandus.
We do have another caller.
Another caller.
Caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Is it boots on the ground?
It's boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Praise Yahweh.
Well, praise Yahweh. Boots on the ground and graduated to the White House. We done took over the White House on rulership. I'm over the health department for the International Board of all the doctors on the White House. And we are getting ready to do what we need to do to keep health going and wealth going within our nation. And as praise Yahweh said, you have to study to be approved. We go into Luke 13, and he said that to collect more than you can authorize to collect. Soldiers that asked him, and he will do it. And he said to them, do not extort money from anyone by threats or by false accusations, and be content with what your wages are. So praise Yahweh. We're ruling Trump at the present time. We're in the White House. Shabbat Shalom. Love you. Love you. Casrell. Brother Casrell. Love you much. Praise Yahweh. Call me.
Praise Yahweh. Love you much. I thank Yahweh for you and your spirit and your boots on the ground. And praise Yahweh. We taking over everything, every house. The White House, the Black House, the Green House.
Yes, indeed.
First, we got to take over our house. And we got to put our house in order by circling our wagons, doing business with each other, and continue to share information, because that's the key. We can't do business with you if we don't know you exist. So come on and share, and call me about some airtime, commercial time on Yahweh Radio. I'm giving it to our Hebrew brothers and sisters. Praise Yahweh. We do have another caller.
We have two callers. Brother Danya, I think, was joining us. Brother, if you could go ahead and unmute yourself. And then I do believe Brother Casriel was jumping back on, and then Sister Kagib. So we're going to try to go in that order. Brother Danya, Casriel, and then Sister Kagib.
Praise Yahweh.
Shalom alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Praise Yahweh. How y'all doing, family?
Doing wonderful, brother. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I just want to say thank y'all for y'all energy and for y'all wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And I want to thank all the brothers and sisters that's participating and listening. And all the ones who had came on and gave their testimony, praise Yahweh for them. And I just the king is the master teacher, I want to challenge everyone who's listening to this program to do your research, 2 Timothy 2:15, on the king, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, because there is no way in the world that you can get around Yahweh ben Yahweh in his teachings. All his teachings are celestial. No matter what nobody says, no matter what nobody has accused and said about him, you cannot say nothing when you do your research on him and see what he's teaching. He's teaching nothing but prosperity, righteousness in the name of Yahweh, all the laws, statutes, judgments, commandments. I want to challenge everyone because everyone is getting misunderstanding through the social media. You know, do your own research. You know, don't leave no stone unturned. Do your own research because the king is talking nothing but righteousness. It may not be in the talk of how the powers that be wanted to talk a sound, but the things that he says, you have to do your research and be like, hey, hold on, man. What y'all saying about the king, I don't see this here, you know. And I want to just challenge everyone to understand that the king, this is why he called the king, because he is Yahweh in the flesh, okay? And now, as y'all know, as the sister says, you know, we're in the White House and everything, and she getting the health right. Texas passed a law that they're going to start teaching the Bible in public schools. And now the powers to be around the government, they have a problem with it because this is the problem they have with it. They don't want the young children of all nationalities to ask questions and when they read the Bible, ask questions about this and that because they don't want them to be awakened to the understanding of the name of Yahweh and who Israel really is. See, they having a problem with that. All religions around the United States and powers to be, since Texas now passed the law to teach the Bible in school, everybody have a problem with it, and that's the problem they have with it. Because children are smart. Children are not dumb no more. They're not. I mean, they're not dumb. I'm sorry. I mean to say that, but they're uneducated on the name. And so when you start digging into the Bible and reading things, children are gonna ask questions, and they don't want to answer those questions in the way that they should be answered. So I just ask everyone to study and study the king, because what y'all see, the internet don't show this here. They don't want y'all to see the righteousness and the true power of Yahweh being Yahweh. Because ain't nothing but righteousness in this. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. So down for that, brother.
Thank Yahweh for sharing that wisdom with you to share with us. And we do have another caller right behind.
I believe Brother Casriel, if you were still out there, we were giving you an opportunity to unmute. Okay, and if not, we do have our sister Kagith Boca Tove. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, Boca Tove. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great. Yes,
all right. Sister Kagith out of Miami, Florida. Really brief, not saying too much, just listening to this morning's class, this teaching from Yahweh ben Yahweh. It's just thank Yahweh for Yahweh ben Yahweh. He was talking about a time where Yahweh ben Yahweh hadn't come to teach goodness. So you had indigenous people, just like Black people, who were being fooled and tricked because they didn't know what true goodness was. And just Toda Yahweh for coming in the flesh as a son and giving us some clarification on how to rightly divide good from evil, so that we can better protect ourselves and our future. So praise Yahweh. That's it.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for sharing that with you, to share with us. Exactly. We have to protect our future, and that means educate our future. We can't give our children willy-nilly over to the enemy to teach them to go get a job and to work their whole life on somebody else's job while somebody else is having a life of a free person doing all the things they want to do because you working to make their money. You know, you have to work to make your own money, and you have to work to circle that money in our nation. Praise Yahweh. We have another caller. I see a different screen.
I don't think we have another caller that's unmuted
right.
at the moment.
Praise Yahweh. So the message is plain, family. We have a job to do. Most people in America have been successful in taking God out of society to where most people don't consider God, and of course we know Yahweh. No, most people don't consider Yahweh when they get up to go to work on Monday, and they get up to go to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the days. Even if they have to go in this weekend because I got to do some overtime, they don't consider Yahweh. They think this is just how things are. Not thinking about how, when the Europeans came over to this country, things were totally different in this country, and they were totally different than they are now. Those people came over, took a country, enslaved the people, and built a nation with nobody's permission. Here we have Yahweh's commandment to take over the earth, rule it, subdue it, have dominion over it, and make it righteous. We have permission from the creator of the planet. We are his co-heirs in ownership of this planet. Now, that might be too lofty for some people to wrap their heads around, but the truth of the matter is it's line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. And so right now, the best thing that we can do is spend our money with each other. It's the best thing we can do right now. Spend our money with each other. Go ahead and start that business that you've been dreaming of starting. Right now, we have a lot of education, and we're working on an institute to help you educate yourself in how all of the do's and don'ts about getting your business started. And hopefully, prayerfully, Yahweh put us in the place to where we could even give grants like we were doing before, giving grants to help you get your business started. This is about our family. It's a new day. It's about the nation of Yahweh. It's about us coming together and being sovereign through our actions. You're not sovereign because you say you're sovereign. When you're sovereign, you move as a sovereign. You do things that is beneficial for your nation as opposed to continuing the status quo of supplying all your everything, your wealth, all your money, all your time, all your effort, all your energy to some other nation that oppress you. Is that something else? You supply all of that to a nation that oppress you with your money. Send your money over to fight wars and tell you there's no money for you.
Well, what's an exciting parallel we can pull from this message that Yahweh has given us is that he was in this moment giving us a reminder about the Feast of Tabernacles. And we just think about that experience back then. Let's take a step back in time. The children of Israel had just left Egypt. Removed from the hands of Pharaoh.
Right. All our creature comfort, all our electricity, all our running water, indoor plumbing was taken. We lived in booths outside.
Exactly. And so the Feast of Tabernacles is a reminder of that period where we wandered in the wilderness and, had to live in booths. And so this reminder is also a reflection from, just imagine this, a nation of people that left an entire nation with hardly anything, migrated to another place and became a great nation.
Took over
and occupied areas that they were in and became a great nation. So it's amazing to see that parallel.
So we've done it before.
We've done it before. And throughout history, we can look at a record of our people being removed from oppressed conditions to abide in places and create great cities, great nations.
So we don't think we can do it again. And the really ironic part of that whole scenario is that right after we were so-called freed from slavery in this country, we began to do the same thing. We set up so many towns and cities that are under lakes right now that has been flooded out, it has been destroyed, just simply burned down because of the prosperity of those communities that we built right after slavery with nothing, no education, no money, no equipment. We did what we did before for them, but we did it for ourselves and we were prosperous. Now we're scared to do it. We're scared to leave the cage of slavery and oppression. We're scared to be free because we got to leave behind mentally. We don't physically have to leave behind electricity because we can produce it ourselves. We don't physically have to leave behind running water because we can produce it ourselves. Go ahead, sister.
Well, I'm going to push your opinion just a little bit.
Push it. Push it.
Because we are witnessing in this day the rise of entrepreneurship and Black people who are finding their abilities to create things. And so we're seeing more and more industries that are coming out of Black communities nowadays. So I would say that there's a resurrection of that creative energy. And we as a people are investing in that energy.
I agree.
And I think that's the work we should be looking to now is how do we redirect and invest our energy in those things that are for righteous. Yahweh Ben Yahweh said in this message that his plan created an oasis. All we have to do is seek and find the spirit of Yahweh in places and spaces where they're creating righteous products, righteous services. We can see it and identify it in people wherever we go. Yahweh has created the plan. We just have to be in tune with his divine mind to be in alignment.
We got to work the plan.
Work the plan.
Got to stay the course, as they say. We do have another caller.
We have a caller with their line unmuted. Boca Tove, you are live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, Sister Yochebed Sarah Israel. And family, I had to chime in just about dealing with the technology part and about us considering not having the water and all the electricity and all that kind of stuff. Well, family, we have to take our future to a different level. And that deals with the higher technology. See, the only reason these people have technology is because our Father gave it to them. And he explains it in an entire class. But we are the ones that have the ability to find out the truth. Yahweh gave our children the chemical elements. He told us to just feed them the information, all of the knowledge of Yahweh, and they will sooner or later develop into what Yahweh wants them to develop. And we will have higher levels of technology. See, electricity doesn't have to be from the way it is right now. Okay, that is what is given to us. We know that there's much better technology. Electricity can be produced right in your backyard, okay, with the right technology. And it has definitely been proven time and time again, and those that have the technology to produce water out of air and to have electricity right in your backyard, all of those people that have shown and produced that technology have mysteriously been put out of business or mysteriously been literally just wasted away. So when it's time, it will be done for us. We just have to keep our eyes open and our ears pierced to the technology and feed the true knowledge to our children. Don't get consumed in their technology and their books and the lies that they push us into to keep us under their system. Remember, we always have to consider ourselves to be sovereign, and we always have to remember that Yahweh has all technology and all wisdom. As long as we seek him out, he will reveal all of the technology that we need to be our own people, our own nation under our own rulership without ever needing any assistance from any other nation ever again. This is our future. Praise Yahweh, family. Thank you so much for letting me share. Love you all.
Praise Yahweh. Thank you, ma'am. I thank Yahweh for giving you the wisdom to share with us. And it is truly time for us to return to ourselves. You know, that EL that's inside each one of us, and connect that L to the divine L, the divine mind of Yahweh ben Yahweh, and connect it to each other, because the only thing that's stopping us from ruling this planet is our particular unity, or the lack thereof. That's the only thing that is preventing us from stepping up in sovereignty and ruling this world in righteousness. Individually, we have to be a righteous example. Wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever you are seen in public, you should be setting a righteous example by just being the nation of Yahweh, just being a disciple of Yahweh ben Yahweh, but by just being a follower of Yahweh ben Yahweh, you just yourself, your people notice your righteousness.
Notice the EL in you.
We're known for being righteous. You know, you got a lot of different Hebrew sets, and they, you know, some wear different colors and different things like that. And they're known for different things. You know, like, you know, the ones who wear purple are known for getting out on the streets and preaching to the folks about the destruction of America. That's what they're raised up to do. And they're known for that. But when you think about the ones who wear white and wear a crown of white, whose garment is always white, when you think about those group of people who are the nation of Yahweh, you think about those people practice morality and righteousness. Those are some of the nicest, the most pleasant, the most well-spoken people on the planet. That's what you're known for. Believe me, I know. We go to all kinds of conferences with international people, national people, and all groups of people. And we stick out. I mean, needless to say. But it's not about what we look like, even though that's a reference. That's a physical reference of what we aspire to be: pure, holy, righteous. And when we speak pureness, holiness, righteousness. And that's what we're known for. And that's why the world will follow us in righteousness. They follow us in wickedness. They follow, the whole world follow all of the antics of the so-called black man in his downtrodden state. No matter what he creates, what he does, the world follows him. But now it's a new day. The world will follow us in righteousness. Follow the nation of Yahweh. Sister, final thoughts?
I think you gave the final word. That was wonderful. Praise Yahweh.
Well, praise Yahweh. I just like to make sure that everybody remembers to support your nation's businesses. Support the people around you who are coming together, having fellowships and Bible studies, and support going to the feast and re-energizing yourself. And Passover is coming up. It's a family occasion, solemn occasion that we have to prepare ourselves for. So prepare now. It's coming up. Praise Yahweh. That brings us to the end of this episode of The Unfolding Light. Please join us next week for another episode of The Unfolding Light. And now, if everybody will stand and face the east with outstretched hand, as we close out this episode with a prayer, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuterka, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Bashemayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekum Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosasol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu,
Lade Nisayon, King called Senu, Mi Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sela. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
And always remember, Yahweh loves you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh loves you, and so does the nation of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Thank you for joining The Unfolding Light, presented by the Nation of Yahweh. If you have any comments or questions, please email us at info@thenationofyahweh.com. Follow us online at thenationofyahweh.com and unfoldinglight.com. Get social with us. Follow the Nation of Yahweh on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, do remember to pay Yahweh and yourselves first and don't touch it, as instructed by the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the Nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555-115, Orlando, Florida 32855. And be blessed continually according to Malachi chapter 3. Praise Yahweh and Shalom.
Yahweh.